Okay. All right. So give me a minute. Bashar will come through. Do you have anything you want to ask me before we start?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
All good. Thank you again, Darryl, for this opportunity.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you for doing this. So give me a minute. But Bashar will come through and then have. I don't say good day this day of your time. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for the opportunity. My name is Dr. Sam Osmanagich, and I have a question for you.
Yes.
My first question, 20 years ago, in April 2005, I traveled to the Bosnian town of Visoko to visit the local museum. And then I saw this four-sided hill covered by forest. Four corners. I took compass. It showed me that the four sides match cardinal points, east, west, north, south. I established nonprofit foundation for the archaeological research, and in the last 20 years, this has become the most active archaeological site in the world. And this is what we've discovered. 6 huge pyramids, which we named the Bosnian Pyramids of the Sun, Moon, Dragon, Earth, Love, and the sixth pyramid, 2 tumuli. In archaeology, the tumulus is the conical artificial hill, and 7 entrances to the underground tunnels. The length of those cleared entrances today is about 3.6 kilometers. My first question to you is, how big was the original complex at the time of building?
There were 13 pyramids.
Any more structures besides the pyramids?
There are a few standing stones also that are missing.
How about underground tunnels?
Yes, there are more tunnels than you have discovered.
My second question, the key structure, the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, with its height of 368 meters, is 2.5 times taller than the Great Pyramid of Egypt. Egyptian pyramid has 6.5 million tons of blocks. The Bosnian pyramid, 115 million tons of material. What we can see during the excavation, 1 meter below the soil, we discover blocks. We analyze them in different institutes for materials in Italy, France, Czechoslovakia, and Bosnia. They all told us it was an artificially made concrete. From what we can see, this concrete's being made using pebbles, rocks, and sand while digging the tunnels, and melted clay, which they could find anywhere in surrounding areas. So my question is, how did they make the best quality concrete? What type of technology they used?
Of chemical from plants that dissolve rock, and also vibration, frequency, sound that allow the chemical mixture to mix it with very strong when it hardens. This was also done at the Great Pyramid in Giza and at a few other structures around your long ago, around what, about 500 years ago.
My next question. Traveling the world, I noticed that all pyramids in China, 250 of them, are oriented to the north, cosmic north. Pyramids in Indonesia, Gunung Padang, in Cambodia, Koh Ker, all Egyptian pyramids, Nubian pyramids in Sudan, pyramids in Peru, or Cahokia pyramids in the US have similar orientation to the north. According to the Bosnian State Institute for Geodesy, orientation of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun is the most precise on the planet, with the error of only 0 degrees, 0 minutes, and 12 seconds. So my question is, why would ancient builders orient 4 sides of the pyramids to the cardinal points?
You must understand that things have changed over time on your planet. The intention was more precise. Have shifted here and there around your planet to throw things off a little bit and there. Do you understand?
Yes. My next question. Who were the original builders of the Bosnian pyramids?
Ancient human civilization aided and assisted by extraterrestrial knowledge. There were many ancient civilizations visited long ago by extraterrestrials, and was decided that for future generations to discover action that occurred on your planet through cometary impact, so that that knowledge would not be lost again. So many places around your planet were established as centers of learning, centers where would not be destroyed over time, so that that knowledge and information could be rediscovered in your time now.
Thank you. My next question. What we noticed with the pyramid structures and major point in the space, like the mouth of 2 rivers and the top of the tumulus, is that the elements of geometry plus elements of sacred geometry have been applied. For example, 3 major pyramids, pyramids of the Sun, Moon, and Dragon, when you connect their tops, they form perfect equilateral triangle with a distance between the tops of 2,180 meters. Or the top of the Moon Pyramid, the top of the Temple of Mother Earth, and top of Dragon Pyramid forms laser precise straight line. And this is not all. Very complex logarithmic spiral, which is known as the golden section spiral or Fibonacci spiral, can be seen when we start this spiral from the top of the Pyramid of Love. It intersects with the tops of Pyramid of Sun, Earth, Dragon, and Tumulus. Was it the intention of ancient builders to make such a perfect layout of those structures?
Yes, of course. Again, to so that it would be easier for humanity to rediscover these principles, that they would not have to start from scratch after the destruction, after the catastrophe. So many different mathematical principles, many structures around your planet, different civilizations that would discover them would have access to that knowledge again.
Lately, we've been comparing what is above on the night sky with what is below here in Bosnian Pyramid Complex.
You are talking
We
about
really-
different
Yeah, we realized that there are at least 3 Fibonacci spirals in the layout of the Bosnian pyramids. And then we were checking the best known and most mentioned star cluster in all ancient traditions, and that would be the Pleiades. Yes, so we have 7 sisters plus father and a mother, 9 of them. We realized when drawing the Fibonacci spirals that there are also 3 spirals that we can have in the case of this star cluster. So my question is, was it intentional? Was it a message from the builders when laying out the Bosnian Pyramid Complex?
Yes, and other complexes around the planet to indicate where the extraterrestrials had come from that aided and assisted in the design of all of those structures around your planet. They came from the Pleiades.
Okay. My next question. When you enter the underground tunnels, the air is very fresh. Deeper you go, you breathe better and better. That's not logical, but nothing in Bosnia is logical. People with the respiratory problems, asthma, for example, after few visits, they don't need air pump, inhaler no more. People with the high blood pressure, it gets normalized. People with the high sugar, glucose in the blood, it drops few points. People with the very serious diseases, tumors, cancers, they show remarkable recovery. So my next question is whether the tunnel system and pyramids as a whole were used for the healing purposes, for the regeneration of the body.
Yes, it's one of the side effects structure in many cases around your planet where the vibrational focused by the pyramids like a lens creates a frequency that neutralizes and heals.
Now, we have measured 10 energy phenomena in the tunnels. The first 5 is the absence of all harmful radiations. In the tunnels, 20 meters below the ground, no harmful cosmic radiations, no underground natural radioactivity, no geopathogenic radiations, no signal for the cell phones, no signals for the internet. Plus, we have 5 beneficial radiations. The best frequency of electromagnetic field, 28 kilohertz. The best frequency of the ultrasound, 28 kilohertz, which is the levitation frequency. Extremely low frequency of 7.83 hertz. In science, it is called the Schumann resonance.
Yeah.
High level of orgone energy and the highest level of negative ions. So what we have measured are those 10 energy phenomena. Have they done it for purposely to create such a safe and healthy environment?
Why would you ask if it has been done on purpose? Obviously, it is very deliberate.
Okay, so there's the confirmation. Now, if the beings other than the humans, Homo sapiens sapiens, have come visit our planet, have they used the tunnel energy as the rejuvenation energy?
A question. Are we connected?
Yes, I'm here.
Were you
Okay,
asking questions? Do you understand us?
The connection
cannot-
from the connection from Darryl is sometimes bad right now. So
Yeah.
we are disconnected sometimes. It's a delay, just that you know.
All right. So was there a question there?
Yeah, the question was, if the pyramid energy was used for the rejuvenation purposes.
Yes, partly for many things. But the idea is this is the effect, frequencies and vibrations of energies that the pyramids create. It has different effects. That
Okay, on the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, during 5 different time periods, we had 5 teams of engineers and physicists with the scientific instruments, people from Italy, Serbia, Croatia, Finland, and Germany. And they all measured the same phenomenon. Energy beam on the very top of the pyramid, 28 kilohertz, electrical in nature and ultrasound in nature. And this energy beam getting stronger as it moves away from the pyramid. It seems that in science, we had a scientist named Nikola Tesla, who was experimenting with this type of subtle energy, and he called it scalar waves. Today, we use the term non-Hertzian waves or Tesla's energy. If it travels quicker than the speed of light, that would be ideal form, ideal media to transport the energy and transport the information. So my question is, was the Pyramid of the Sun in Bosnia used as the communication device?
yeah, pyramid at Giza and many other structures around your planet are modulate the frequencies that you're talking about, then activate similar frequencies in other pyramids around the planet that can be used to send communications, sort of like a version of Morse code, manipulating the frequencies in one pyramid automatically harmonic pyramids can be sent to all that are designed to receive those modulations. But waves travel faster than light. The idea is connections to other levels of energies that can expand space-time faster than light, but the waves themselves, the scalar waves themselves, or non-Hertzian waves themselves, do not faster than light.
Okay, well, if our planet with different pyramids that were used as some type of the communication or transmitters, if we can call our planet point A, where is point B, where is point C, and are we talking about some type of the cosmic internet?
Well, yes, to mostly referring to the idea that the civilization set up these communication points around your planet so that communication could occur in remote places once, to send information, to coordinate and make coherent that was lost.
Okay.
In other words, a discovery in one place would cause discoveries in other places simultaneously. This is why you have excavations in the Bosnian pyramids, in the Giza pyramids, in other structures around your planet, all going on at the same time. One center causes the activation of many centers, and the activation of human curiosity to research these things all at the same time in the same era.
Okay. Now, the Bosnian pyramids have been covered by soil, vegetation, and rather recently, a few decades ago, by the forests.
Yes.
Why
Many.
they are discovered? Yes, why they are discovered now?
That's what I just told you. The idea of the time of the discovery of all these things was planned out so that you could reawaken the knowledge in humanity, because now arriving at a time when the end of one cycle and the beginning of an, and all these things are being discovered within a relative period of historical time, because you're also about to contact with the extraterrestrials who were involved in dispensing this knowledge thousands of years ago.
My next question is regarding so-called guardians of the place. Do we have some type of guardians or avatars that's been left from the original builders in the Bosnian pyramids or in the tunnels?
These are interdimensional, non-physical beings in your understanding. There are many associated with all of these different locations. Physical.
Using our mobile phones and cameras, we are able to make thousands of photographs of white energy spheres. People call them orbs. In our case, majority of them are white in color.
Yes, this most often the infrared spectrum, which your camera equipment is capable of receiving.
What is their role in the tunnels? Why they are attracted by the energy?
Many of them are representations of our extraterrestrial probes. So gathering information, taking recordings, observing what is going on in terms of the awakening of humanity, balancing the energy, helping some of the discoveries, so on. Plus, they are representative of the fact that in those areas there are also portals from one dimension to another. Things coming through from other realities, other dimensions.
My next question. In 5 tunnels, we discovered water. And this water has been exposed to the pyramid energy for longest time. When we analyze the water and compare it with our city water, there is a huge difference. Our city water is energetically dead, containing chlorine, fluoride, traces of heavy metals or plastics. The pyramid water, on the other hand, has different structure. It is structured water. It is hexagonal in shape. It's most beautiful crystal-like structure. Obviously different vibrations, and we are what we drink, right?
Yeah. The that we talked about earlier that is responsible for the healing creates a frequency vibration that'll to their true natural state in the most positive and healthy way. So that's the effect it has on water, and it's the effect it has on water in your bodies, which is part of what helps with the healing state.
We have done experiments with the seeds of beans, exposing a bag of seeds in the tunnels and on the top of the pyramid of the sun. And another bag was in our home, the control group. Once we planted them, we could see that the pyramid beans were growing 3 times richer, quicker, healthier. My next question, does it mean that the pyramid energy affects DNA of every living organism?
Yes, but again, it affects it through the idea of molecular structure of the water that allows for water to be able to channel higher frequency energies, which allow things to magnify and amplify in the best possible way.
Talking about the amplification, we realize that below the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, there is a huge iron plate, iron ore. Iron generates electromagnetic field. And then we measure the strength of the electromagnetism at the base and at the top. At the top, the energy was 50 times stronger. We repeated this measurement with my Russian colleagues in Egypt in the case of the Red Pyramid in Dahshur. The results were the same. Does it mean that the pyramids around the world are energy amplifiers?
They are lenses for electromagnetic energy, focusing, amplifying, and magnifying it.
Okay. We noticed also one thing. When you're in the tunnels, people can feel the energy around certain ceramic blocks. Now, feeling the energy is not our physical sense. Physical senses, seeing, hearing, touching, smelling. Now, it seems to me that pyramid energy also affects development of our spiritual senses. Feeling the energy, seeing the energy, they kind of open us up to the world of spirituality, which is beyond our physical reality.
Well, yes, it opens you up to the idea of frequencies which are representative of the spiritual reality. And no, because there is actually a fluid as well. Remember that humans have a substance called magnetite, which orients them to also what you call your auric field around your body, your electromagnetic field given off by your body, is composed of high-speed spinning. Therefore, there is a physical component that and allows the human to become a more sensitive antenna and receiver and perceiver of higher frequency, non-physical spiritual energies as well. So it's a combination of additional physical senses that your science doesn't really know about so much, but then it amplifies aspects to the degree that you become a more sensitive of non-physical frequencies as well that you call spirit. So it's both.
Now, Bashar, thank you so far. And I have another question. A few years ago, we built concrete pyramid, which can hold about 80 people inside. We call it Green Crystal Pyramid, and we have applied criteria for the pyramids. For example, regular geometry, square base, 4 triangular faces, 4 equilateral triangles, perfect orientation, east, west, north, south. Tesla's formula 369, 3 triangle, 6, we had support wall, which is 6 by 6 by 6, 9, this is outside measurements, 9 by 9 by 9 meters. Once we finished the N+, we incorporated 250 kilos of quartz crystal in the walls and in the foundations. Once we completed the pyramid and we used instruments called air ion counters, they measure the concentration of negative ions, which are very beneficial to human body. We measured around the pyramid, it was about 1,000 to 1,200 negative ions per cubic centimeter. Then we entered the pyramid. Inside was 15,000, 10 or 15 times stronger. So it seems to me that this was for the first time that's been proven that once you build the pyramid using certain criteria, you are getting energy amplifiers. Now, this is the knowledge that has been brought to us on this planet because the first pyramids in China, the oldest, Mexico, Bosnia, Egypt, the first pyramids are always the biggest and the most superior. So was that knowledge of the ancient builders who came from somewhere else the one that they brought to us?
Yes, as I said, this information and knowledge was handed down over extraterrestrial sources to ancient civilizations, in particular Atlantean civilization, which spread around the world. So there are ancient civilizations on your planet many humans don't know about that spread their knowledge around the planet and built these things with the aid and assist of extraterrestrial sources from the Pleiades and history of these kinds of civilizations that exist on your planet that you don't know. When an attack occurs, your entire history will be to you.
My next question is regarding the tunnels. So far, we have cleared 3.6 kilometers, more than 2 miles of subterranean tunnels, chambers, intersections, underground lakes. What we can see is that somebody built the complex a long time ago, probably more than 30,000 years ago. And another civilization, for some reason, decided to shut it down. They filled the tunnels with the filler material, consisting of pebbles, rocks, and sand. As we clean the tunnels, some energy parameters are getting stronger. More negative ions, the bigger strength of the ultrasound and electromagnetism. Now, we were thinking that once we clean all the tunnels, the energy flow inside the tunnel will become very, very strong. And maybe the tunnel energy was there to feed the pyramid. So my question is, what was the purpose of such elaborate tunnel labyrinth, and why those tunnels have been filled with the filler material and closed?
They were closed to preserve them so that over time, if there were other catastrophes, they would not collapse and be damaged. They knew in the future you would dig them. Thus, by filling them, it preserved them for the time that you are in now.
The first measurements of negative ion concentration back in 2000 showed us that the highest concentration was 18,000 negative ions per cubic centimeter. To compare with our other locations, our homes, 20, 30, or 50. Downtowns, 100, 150. Tops of the mountains and the pine tree forests, 1,000. Tunnels, 15 years ago, 18,000. Nowadays, more than 100,000. What does that mean? As we are getting closer to the pyramid, does it mean that because of the negative ions, we're going to be becoming more pure or cleaner spiritually, or?
Yes, about the advancement and awakening and uplifting and ascension, the vibrational frequency of your consciousness to prepare you for the idea of interacting with the extraterrestrials who will return.
Nikola Tesla, yes, go ahead.
That they operate on a very high frequency, and therefore their functions is to make sure that as you explore them, your frequency is uplifted and upgraded as well, to make you more vibrationally compatible with being able to interact with the extraterrestrials who originally assisted with the building of those things, to make you more like them.
So what you are saying, one of the purposes is that the Bosnian pyramid energy raises the global consciousness.
Yes. Or let's put it another way. Your global consciousness raises, then more reflections that help amplify that even further. So it's not just that it's raising your frequency and consciousness, it's that you are choosing to your frequency and consciousness, and therefore that gives you more capability to help amplify and reflect the rays of your consciousness.
Nikola Tesla once said that if you want to find the secrets of the universe, you need to view them from the, through the energy and frequency and vibrations. And this is what I heard from you several times already. The way I see the Bosnian Pyramid project, it is not an archaeological project. It is primarily the project about the energy, because the pyramids amplify the energy. It's about very specific frequencies that we can measure, and those frequencies affect our vibrational level. Am I thinking right?
Yes, it's all about resonance. It's all about
All right. Now, next to the tunnel system, we have purchased about 100,000 square meters of neglected, muddy, swampy land with a lot of garbage, which we transformed into the most beautiful park. It has become the cultural oasis of the region, artistic, sports, spiritual, place of peace, place of freedom. Our flag of the park shows 3 words: love, peace, and freedom. I live in Bosnia, and the last 2,000 years, our conquerors, when conquering us, they wanted us to fight each other, so we think that we are enemies to each other. Our philosophy is something else. We offer peace, we offer cooperation, first among us, Bosnians, Croats, Serbians, Macedonians, Bulgarians, Slovenians, Montenegrins, and so on, and then much wider than our Balkan region. So we feel that this has become one of our missions.
Yes. We agree. It is the reason many people in the area chose to incarnate there, to help with the idea of creating a more peaceful reality. You're not the only place on the planet that has decided to do that.
When I started the project 20 years back, almost all cultural establishment, archaeologists, geologists, historians, museums, Ministry of Culture were against the project. They wanted to stop it, including some British, French, Polish, American, and Egyptian archaeologists, historians.
Yes,
Among
well,
them,
they were afraid of what you would find. Face the ideas that these things would expose. But things have.
Okay. Despite everything, we grow. We're getting bigger every year, visited by more and more people. Back in 2000.
Yes, but it's not despite everything, it's because of everything that you grow.
Back in 2008, we had 10,000 visitors. Last year, 2024, we had 245,000.
Yes.
I expect more people to come.
Yes. In the next
And
couple of years, is above 300,000.
Since the government was not very supportive, the matter of fact, they have not been helping us financially. We opened the project to the volunteers from all over the world. They are helping us with the excavation, finding concrete blocks from the Sun Pyramid, tunnels, artifacts, organic materials, helping us with the park maintenance. So these people, they became part of the discovery. So far, from 64 countries, 4,000 of them, and from 6 continents.
All right, congratulations.
It never happened in archaeology before.
Yes, but now the time for coming together. Now for awakening. Now is the time for unification.
What would be your suggestion as far as the concrete moves? Because now we have archaeology, we have science, we have energy, we have spirituality, we have healing, we have culture, we have sports, we have art. Which to go, or simply support all of those activities?
Just keep doing what you're doing. You're helping with the attention in as many ways as possible. Follow your passion.
On this topic,
Right.
I would like to ask one question. Do you have any recommendation of maybe equipment we could use to even like better see what is going on in the pyramids?
There are certain types of equipment that read electromagnetic energy that are sensitive that you could use to get readings. One moment. You could use eyes to perceive also some of the frequencies that you have not yet discovered by using different sizes of waveguides that are attached to meters that will show you what the waveguide is receiving. So using waveguides of different frequency dimensions will help you pick up like some of the different frequencies that may exist haven't discovered yet. One moment. Also, again, using your monitors that have the ability to perceive different frequencies, see if you find equipment that will allow you to perceive energy frequencies at 1.6.
And what would you recommend to even amplify the energy more in the tunnels? Just to excavate more, or is there anything
Just
else?
to excavate, just bring them to their original form. That's all you need to do. Just clear them out.
And how big is the total tunnel complex length?
15 miles.
Okay, and one last question from me. The beings I saw, these were also researchers from a parallel reality, right?
Yes.
Yes. And do you have recommendations for the time, like daytime? What is the best time, or it doesn't matter to start these interactions?
Well, it will depend upon what they're doing as well. But you may find more success between 3.
Repeat this again, between 3 and?
3 a.m. in the morning and 4 a.m. in the morning.
Okay, that's pretty late.
It
Okay,
is, as you say, pretty early.
pretty early. So, okay, I'm surprised they are that early in the pyramids. Do they have the sign? Because I think they have the same time zone, right?
No, not necessarily. What time in your reality is most conducive to being able to discover the overlap or portability?
Okay, okay. Okay, great. And any recommendations about which tunnel areas, or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, please continue, Sam.
Bashar, Nikola Tesla built famous Wardenclyffe Tower in the state of New York.
Yes.
And he was doing some experiment, and he was writing in his diary. He said, I found a way to send unlimited quantities of energy, thousands of horsepowers, between two planets, regardless of their distance. And the frequency he was using was 28 kilohertz, exactly the same that we measure on the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun. Is it a coincidence, or Tesla's, after successful and unsuccessful trials, found the proper frequency for the information transformation or transport? Or
He found the proper frequency. There are no coincidences. There are no accidents.
is Tesla listening to us right now?
He is aware. The spirit is aware. And the spirit is game.
So how the Bosnian pyramids look like to him? Energy amplifiers, communication devices?
Well, all of those things. It's not just one thing. They are designed extremely efficiently for a number of different effects. This is the whole idea of a higher understanding of science, is that you can incorporate many different effects if you understand the nature of proportion and structure. You get many different effects. It's not just one thing or another. This and that, and this and that, all incorporated in one thing, because you understand how things are connected.
In Visoko Valley, there are two major rivers, River Foinica and River Bosna. River Foinica is coming from direction west-east, and then it hits the Pyramid of the Dragon, Temple of Mother Earth, making 90 degrees turn, and now it flows from the south to the north. My question is whether the ancient builders moved the riverbed so now they can have water, which is kinetic energy, life energy, brings negative ions, and maybe brings the underground water source as well.
Yes, this was part of the original engineer project.
Now, this was huge, hydrologically speaking, but much better, of course, the material for the pyramids. Hundreds of millions of tons of material. How would they transport all this material?
Levitation. They were,
Using specific frequency,
yes,
ultrasound or electromagnetic or something else?
both. Again, it's a combination of things. You need to have more education and knowledge about the science. It out. Your scientists are figuring out the idea of electromagnetic and sonic levitation. You have to find free itself. Once you understand that, then you can create a harmonic resonance with it that will allow it to levitate. This is one of the reasons why it was created as an artificial natural stone, is because they hold the vibrational frequency of the artificial stone. And therefore they could make it levitate more easily by having a more homogeneous mix.
Let's go back to the dating of the pyramids. Did
Yes,
the original
10,500, as you say, BCE.
10,500?
BC, 12,500 years ago, approximately.
12,500. Okay. Now, did they build the entire complex at once? Did they have master plan?
Yes.
Or they were built? Yes. Okay.
Again, it still took a while. It still took over a century for everything. Was all done, in a sense, at once. It was all part of the plan to preserve knowledge for the future. Earth is a planet of cycles, and there have been many destructions. Knowing this, they created something that they knew would survive in a way that could be rediscovered. So again, you would not have to start from scratch, and it would aid and assist making you vibrationally compatible for when the extraterrestrials would return.
So that means for me that the Bosnian Pyramids is one of the most important libraries, basically, of knowledge on the planet, right?
Well, there are many. It's not the only one, but yes, it's important.
Yes.
What was the role of the man, humans, Homo sapiens sapiens, during the construction phase?
Well, they were workers, they were helpers, they were being educated as to these things.
Now, we have not found many artifacts belonging to the original builders, actually none. We do find some artifacts from later periods, like Neolithic times, 5,000–6,000 years, ancient Roman times, couple of thousand, Byzantine, or medieval times, but not from the original builders. Have they
No,
left?
they took everything with them. They took everything with them when they left the planet, the extraterrestrials.
What kind of tools and equipment they were using during the construction?
Certain kinds of resonance will not describe them to you.
Okay. Are there any recommendations coming from Bashar at this moment to me and my team?
I already said, keep going. You're fine. Keep exploring, keep discovering.
Now, besides the pyramids, there are two structures called tumulus phenomena. One tumulus in the village of Vratnica. It's very interesting, and according to the georadar, there is a tunnel below the tumulus of at least 100 meters or 110 meters below the top of the tumulus. And according to the direction, it seems that it goes from the tumulus to the Bosnian Pyramid of the Moon. Can we get the confirmation of this tunnel and its purpose?
Yes, it does exist. I'm not allowed to discuss the purpose at this time. Just extraterrestrials who will come and explain all of this to you in a couple of years.
Maybe I can add something to this. As far as I know, tumulus is like the central point for the pyramids, right? It's like a central point of like an apparatus, right?
It's part of the entire complex. It's part of the apparatus. But again, I'm not allowed to discuss this because someone else will bring you this knowledge.
The entrance to the Ravne tunnels, the most attractive, the most popular, comparing to the top of the Bosnian Pyramid of the Sun, is about 280 meters below the top. According to the Russian geophysicists who were here almost 15 years back, they, using geoelectrical equipment, they think that 280 meters below the top of the pyramids, inside the pyramid, there are inner passageways and chambers. So I would say there is a possibility that clearing the tunnels, eventually we will come in the pyramid connecting to those tunnels and chambers.
Yes, you will.
So far, majority of the tunnels were filled with the material. Are we to expect some open sections, 100, 500 meters in the future?
Yes.
So it's going to make our life easier. So we're going to get there quicker.
Maybe.
Is my generation will be there to see entrance to the pyramid through the tunnels?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you give like an approximate time frame?
Within the next 10 to 15 at the most. Again, remember, open with extraterrestrials will take place in about 2 years. Many things will accelerate after that point for the next decade.
I see. So it won't be obstructed by development of AI and dangers it has for the human population.
It depends on how it is used. AI can be of great benefit to humanity if it is used properly. Of course, positively or negatively. It depends on the people using it.
So we can expect the extraterrestrials in the town of Visoko within a couple of years.
You can within a couple of years. Over the decade after that, the extraterrestrials will spread out among you in places around the planet to aid and assist you in.
Nice. You see, the concept of a future, the way we see it, it is not a transhumanism. It is not upgraded human with a biochip under the skin. It is not GMO trash. It is not digital money. It is not pedophiles being legalized, but it is harmony among us people and harmony with the nature.
Year of 2050, Earth will be a different course. Humanity will have evolved to a point where you will accelerate forward after 2050. Many things will happen, of course, to get you there. And many things will go next decade or two at the most. But again, by 2050, the Earth will be harmonious.
Okay. Is there any message left for us? Any question for us?
Not from our point of view. Just keep going. Just keep doing what you're doing.
I want to say thank you.
When open contact occurs, you will know forward, and you will be based on what is offered to humanity from point forward. Take advantage of whatever is offered. All right.
Wonderful. I want to thank you for your information, your support, and your help.
This interaction, this day of your time. Our unconditional love and support, all of you. Aveo, good day.
Thank you.
Oh,
It was good, but the first time you had really bad internet, Darryl.
oh, the connection was funny.
Yeah, it was the first time ever. As the last 10 years that I, know you. This is really the worst connection ever, sadly.
I don't know why, because everything looks fine on my end. So
Yeah, I see the red here.